This next video in our series picks up immediately where we left off. We're going to start the installer from the command line without any product dependencies. And then we're going to run through our first major installation milestone. Start the installer from the command line with the release dependencies option set to true. When the install program finishes loading, continue with the installation. The installer prompts you that you've turned off the dependencies during installation, and then continue with the normal small deployment. Let's go back to our trusty overview chart and understand what we're doing before we dive into the deep end. There are two important thresholds or milestones that we need to get past. The first major milestone is AR system post-install configuration. Until you finish this stage, there are a bunch of other installations that you can't perform. For example, you can't run the BladeLogic post-installation configuration. The second milestone is starting and finishing 3 products before you can do anything else. Atrium Core Web Registry, the BladeLogic or BMC Server Automation post-install configuration, and Atrium Orchestrator post-install configuration. So here's our goal. We want to successfully finish these 2 milestones as a way of kind of keeping track of our progress. The base application for the entire CLM stack is the AR system server. So what we're going to do now is kick off the cloud, portal, and database installation. And remember, in this video, we're focusing exclusively on the control tier. You shouldn't have any major difficulties when you install the AR system server as long as you're reasonably familiar with the install process. Make sure that you take snapshots when the installer prompts you to. When you start the AR system server installation, you can then start installing other products in parallel. It takes roughly 15 to 30 minutes to install the AR system server. Here is where the installation magic begins. Inside the installer, go in and manually promote the following products. There are 3 of them. In this step, you can start to see the value of installing in parallel. Promote the mid-tier, select BMC Server Automation Application Server, and select BMC Atrium Orchestrator Access Manager and Repository. It's now time to pull out your planning spreadsheet and let's start multitasking. And here's where the install spreadsheet comes in handy. We can step through these 3 applications rather quickly. Install the mid-tier. There's really only one anomaly that you have to worry about. Enter the cloud, portal, and database hostname when the AR system mid-tier installation prompts you to. Even though the AR system server is being concurrently installed, the mid-tier installation will not check the dependencies and allows the installation to continue. Now install the BMC Server Automation Application Server. The prompts are straightforward if you filled out the planning spreadsheet. I only have one warning here. If you installed an external JRE on the host, uninstall it immediately. I learned from my own bitter experience that the BladeLogic post-install stage fails miserably. The first 2 stages will be successful, but you won't have a clue why the database connection failed during that 3rd stage. The problem is the external JRE conflicts with the embedded JRE. Then install the BMC Atrium Orchestrator Access Manager and Repository. After you kick off the mid-tier, the BladeLogic server, and the AmRepo installations, go back and monitor the AR system server install. And you can scroll through these applications and monitor their progress. We have to kind of stay on our toes here and pay careful attention because there's a lot going on all of a sudden. When the AmRepo install is finished, go ahead and start installing Atrium Orchestrator CDP. When you finish an installation, you'll notice that the installer presents a report card that lists all of your successful or failed installations. Close the report card and continue on. At this point, you can continue installing BMC Atrium Orchestrator CDP. Eventually, the mid-tier will be finished. Finish and close the mid-tier installation, close the report card, and continue. Right now, we're running 3 installations concurrently: the AR System Server, the BladeLogic Application Server, and Atrium Orchestrator CDP. Keep monitoring these installations. When the BladeLogic server has finished installing, close the report card and start installing the BMC Server Automation Console. After about 20 to 30 minutes, you should eventually see the prompt to license the AR System Server. Make sure that you enter a valid AR System license key. You can use either a temporary or a permanent license. After you license the AR System Server and the AR Server installation is finished, close the report card and start the post-install configuration. When Atrium Orchestrator CDP is finished installing, close the report card and promote BMC Cloud Lifecycle Management content. When you install BladeLogic and the AR System Server and Atrium Orchestrator, there are timing issues involved. Do not start the Atrium Orchestrator post-install configuration or the server automation post-install configuration until you finish AR System post-install configuration. We've been monitoring the BMC Server Automation install, the AR Server install, and the Atrium Orchestrator install. We have now finished one of the most important installations, that is the AR post-install configuration. This product is your first major milestone. Until you finish this stage, there are a bunch of other installs that you can't perform. We've now hit a good stopping point. So here's what we're going to do in our next video, and it's going to be reasonably short. We're going to hit our next major milestone. We must start and finish installing the following products before we do anything else: Atrium Core Web Registry components and the post-install configuration for BMC Server Automation and Atrium Orchestrator. Thank you very much.